Some people follow trends. Others set the tone for an entire industry. Simmi didn't just enter the wedding world. You helped build it. Honored guests, family and friends, whoever is watching this. I go by the name Donovan Fernandez, Mr. All Talk. Welcome to another episode of All Talk, No Regrets. And the person right here that I'm going to be speaking with is Simmi from Biji Events. She is the OG when it comes to luxury South Asian weddings. And not just South Asian weddings. I think all type of weddings.
Yeah.
And it's someone who I've seen you. I was introduced to you already with you at an elevated status. Everyone's like, you got to meet Simmi. You got to meet Simmi. You got to meet Simmi. And that was well over
years ago.
Let's say almost close to a decade ago.
Yeah.
When I was still building my name.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, I've just been watching you build and build and build and build and build. I can keep going because you still haven't stopped.
No, we haven't stopped.
Right?
We're not here to stop.
No, but I would just want to say, hey, welcome to the show. All talk, no regrets. How are you?
I'm good. And thanks for having me. I like the fact that you say no regrets because I think that's the reason why we continue to build. And I think same thing with you as well. It's just, we keep going. We come up with new things, like you're saying. Keep growing. And of course, you know what I mean?
And that's the thing too. Like, I think the world's changing.
Yeah.
Rapidly. We're changing.
Rapidly.
People's expectations are changing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have the growth mindset, and I hope that could even be like the theme of our conversation today, the growth mindset, I think you're going to plateau yourself out of this business.
Yeah, I think it's all about breaking the pattern. And I think being here today on your podcast is definitely one that my team even recognized to say, you're breaking a pattern.
Yeah.
And whoa, and I was like, yes, it is about the fact that we do need to break patterns to make change. It's, the old thing about hamster wheel, insanity, whatnot. And I think the goal of BG has always been to support our generation and its growth, and to also support the evolution of our community, our heritage into this world, bringing east, west, north, south, like whatever it is together. So I think that's kind of what it's been.
Yes,
everywhere. Yeah, it's really what it's been. And I feel like, that's why we just keep breaking through constantly.
And that's a, as we talk today, it really is about getting ourselves to like one glass ceiling, shattering that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, celebrate it, but then on to the next.
Yeah.
On to the next. And the cool thing about this business, and I'm sure you as well, it's like we're surrounded by so many people that are rising themselves up to the next level and finding new ways to be creative. And I think just like you, instead of hating on them, we're learning from them. And that's like the beauty of it. And I'll just say that into our next segment that every journey starts with a vision, but staying relevant for over a decade or two, that takes purpose. Almost, yeah. Because we're very we've had the stable names.
Yeah.
Biji. I'm All Talk, right? Yeah. And it's been growing. But I gotta ask, where did your passion for weddings and design begin?
Where did it all come from?
Yeah.
I reflect on that actually more than this year than any other year, I would say, is because I felt like it wasn't something that I ever thought I would do. It wasn't something that I ever thought I would be a wedding planner or a designer. I mean, even design, I use that word loosely. It's just because it takes so much more. And our weddings are not just decor design. I think everybody says design. It means, the decor, the color, the vibe. It's really so much more of just the experience. So it's about designing the food from the moment the guest walks in to what they're looking at, what they're hearing, having the energy in the space with having you host so many of our amazing, extravagant events.
Yes, and we'll talk about that too, yeah.
And it's about, and you know how much instructions that we talk about. It's like, okay, please wear this or avoid this. And no, we're not going lengthy, we're going short, we're going this. So much goes into just our conversation of how you're going to host that event and how specific it can be to that couple. Or to that event, company and whatnot. So I think it's not just about design. I think it's just about the experience that we build and we make it so different. I never thought I would actually be doing this.
Yeah.
But I think it comes from the fact that I really do I saw the gap in our community back in 2008. It was when I thought about, hey, I wanted to have a business. I'm a graduate, and what's a business that I'm going to open? And at that point, I was heavy into corporate life, and I was like, hey, I want to have a side gig. Just overachievers that we are, always trying to just do something. And somehow this just sort of came into light that there isn't anybody supporting our new. At that point, it started off with Sikh weddings because I'm Sikh and I knew more about Indian Sikh weddings. And so I said, okay, well, if somebody is getting married and one is Sikh and one is not, they don't really know much about how to do things, what to do.
Like the fusion weddings, right?
Yeah, fusion weddings, exactly. And at that point, actually, there was one company called Fusion Weddings and they're still around. And I was like, hey, what's this guy doing? You know what I mean? Like, why is it called Fusion Weddings? And so I really kind of got into that. And Richa from Aurora Events was very like staple at that point. She's still around, which is so amazing.
Shout out to Richa.
Yeah, right. And then we had Sapna Weddings, which Rana, she's not around.
Rana.
Yeah, do you remember Rana? Yeah, exactly. So those are the two.
She was a beast. I'm gonna say she was on it. I remember working with her. I loved working with her.
So I looked into some of that. Like that's the first thing I saw. I was actually doing one of the shows. Back then used to be trade shows, and I was one of the fashion runway walking models, right? And then so I was like, hey, what is this Sapna Weddings? Oh, what is this limelight into wedding industry? What is the South Asian wedding industry? No idea. And then I kind of did my R&D as any business newbie graduate would do. I'm like, oh, let me figure this out. And then, that's how it just sort of like came into light. And I felt there was a gap, there was a market, there was a niche, and I tapped into it. Yeah. And I never thought that I would be here almost 2 decades.
Do you remember your first wedding?
I remember my first wedding, yeah.
Yeah, like what was like something that Simmi now would tell Simmi then at your very first wedding?
How many people? Say that.
How many people?
It was 600-700 people. It was at Apollo.
It was your first.
It was my first. Oh. It was at Apollo, and it was a referral I had gotten through one of my cousins, and it was a doctor wedding because I feel like my network just honestly built from there.
And they probably just opened up.
Apollo had just opened up.
Just opened up, yeah.
Yeah, so they had just opened up, and this was like me on my own, and it was by myself. Didn't know. Sunny from Cineverse used to be with Dreams Productions back then. I had, so many different, actually, some of the people are still around. Dream Party Decor, Perfect Finish, like so many different actually industry members are still around. And so I had the opportunity to work on a really big event as my first event.
Wait, do you remember the year? Is this the year I also came in? Like I was doing another party at Apollo, and I just like Jitten was DJing, and I came in and just did like a quick.
I don't think it was Jitten at that time. So no. So this. Okay. So you came in. That was later.
Yeah.
That was later.
So
this is before. This is 2011.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So Zimolu was a photographer.
Yeah. I remember. Well, these names are all very nostalgic that we're bringing back.
It feels nostalgic. I'm not that old. Okay.
No, but it feels kind of nice to like. Feel that. So, as we're talking about almost 2 decades now from your first one. So what would you tell your first self that day?
Honestly, I nothing is different. Nothing is different. So I think what I tell myself always is keep it fun, keep it light, enjoy. And I had so much fun out of that wedding that I remember calling, my husband right after I hung up, and I said, oh my gosh, like this is what I want to do. Right. And I was like, I didn't really think I had the passion for this. Because I just came in as, I'm going to coordinate. I'm going to put it all together. We're going to run the itinerary. We're going to keep it on time. We're going to have fun. We're going to look good. Like there was no concept of wedding planner in the Indian community as big back then, especially Sikh Punjabi community. There was no such thing. And it was used to be so many different opposing questions of like, what do you do? But we have so-and-so to help us.
But we could do that.
Yeah, but we could do that.
But we can do that.
What do you mean you're going to check menu? What do you mean you're going to open dinner? But we have so-and-so at the venue to do that. Like so many different things used to come in as opposing.
How did you convince them? How did you say no?
Like,
it had to be like an evolution in that.
It was. It was definitely an evolution.
Like, you have to show people other people's mistakes to say, hey, you know what? You have to trust us. Trust me, I'm the exact same way.
Yeah.
We have cousin Bobby that could make these announcements.
Why?
I know. Yeah. So in these 2 decades now, so I get it. Simmi now is telling them it's the same thing. Keep it fun, keep it enjoyable, relax, just get things done. Check.
Yeah, check. Used to have like a clipboard. I used to have a clipboard with my itinerary with everything, checking it off.
And it was just you.
Back then, it was just me by myself. And then I think my first MC experience I had wasn't that first wedding. It was with MC Sagar.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
TNT.
So TNT.
Yeah.
So that was my first wedding experience where he chopped up my itinerary because he didn't think my pattern was right. And I was like, So it was, instead of going, what do you mean? Like, no, this is what I want. I was like, let me listen to what you're trying to say. And that's when we had Jitin, we had Sagar.
Mindset.
That was like 2012 Grand Empire. First or second wedding Grand Empire was doing that year.
Wow.
And so that became like, I think the second one.
So, okay, 2 years, keeping it light. What's one of the proudest moments in your evolution that you could think of, especially as a planner?
Proudest moment?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like every event is such a proud moment. It's a proud moment for my team because we do intense events.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
So once we get through it, I think it's just a proud moment that we survived. Like on our end, obviously everybody's having a great time. Mm-hmm. But I think it's, every event that we finish and we conclude and we come out on the other side and say, wow, that was success. That was amazing. Okay, what do we learn from this? Yeah. You know, so there's always this like team proud moment that we share.
Yeah. Now, yes, you are the planner, but you're not alone in this business. You have other brands that are out there, right? How did you grow yourself and keep yourself at a luxury brand, especially in this space where you're being, let's say a community now where it's just not you as the only one.
Yeah.
But there are many.
There's many. There. And it's so, that's a proud moment.
See?
That's a proud moment that there is so many and that we have been able to create and pave that path in a way to answer those uncles and aunties who had questions of like, what do you really do? What kind of experience do you have? Why should I hire you? Like,
So, ready?
And to say like, oh, now you definitely need a coordinator or you need a wedding planner. I honestly, at one point I just said, let me just go out there with a message that you must have a coordinator. Yes. And that message was then understood by so many.
It makes so much of a difference.
I said, it wasn't like people couldn't, our community wasn't so big and we didn't have this much money. And now it's just lots of money. Okay?
Yeah.
And then, which is beautiful. We've grown so, and we do it on the dance floor 1,000 times. And so, but back then I feel like community was still growing. And so it was like, okay, if you can't afford a wedding planner, no problem. Let's figure out a way to offer the coordination and to teach others or to let others pave through that. Mm-hmm. And now at least every wedding, like we get inquiries now and I laugh and I am so happy about them to say, yeah, we're looking for your coordination services, right? And
so Sim, hi. We're looking for your coordination services.
Yeah, we're looking for coordination. They specifically say we're looking for coordination services. Yeah. And however long ago, that was a message I wanted to be put out there. That it's not a wedding planner because other communities, they hire wedding planners because they're looking for that. They didn't have coordination as like a base package, but our events are so intense. They're over multiple days. Now they're week long. Yeah. That I felt, coordination was really needed.
Okay. So luxury, it doesn't mean over the top. It means intentional, elevated, and stress-free for the client, even when it's chaos behind the scenes.
Yes. Thank you for defining that today. And I really appreciate that because luxury doesn't mean extravagant, opulent, over the top, like you said it or whatever. Luxury is a word of, as in like the comfort that you get from it being very, very, in our terms, being an event planner, an organized event. Mm-hmm. That's a luxury for a couple to have.
But even now, like for humans, luxury isn't like, hey, I have lots of money. Luxury is I can go to sleep peacefully.
Yeah, time.
Right? Mm-hmm. I have time to travel. I have time to breathe and be healthy. Those are the luxuries that we're trying to, I guess, instill into like our mindset. But like I'm happy I brought that up because like I'm happy you also recognize that because luxury doesn't mean any of that. It could be
and there was a time in the industry where luxury, this word was being thrown around like wildfire. They were just like, I'm a luxury vendor. I'm a luxury vendor. I'm a luxury vendor. And we used to be a part of the Lavish Dulhan show. So we used to work very closely in curating that every year or work with Suhag and then at some point Kismat and all the different shows, wedding shows that we used to have. And the word luxury was just being thrown around, honestly, a lot. And it used to bother me. It used to bother me because I was like, what do you even mean by luxury?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Having a wedding planner or having a vendor at this scale is a luxury for some people. So...
And what I think people don't think of, it's the guest experience.
Yes.
And if it can go smooth, right?
Yeah.
And people could enjoy and just put authentic smiles on their faces, that should be the definition of luxury, right?
Exactly.
And like, for example, I think like the question I was going to ask is like, what do clients think goes into high-end weddings versus what actually happens? I think we just answered that right there. It's like, I think some people, it's like, oh, the more money you put down, the better the experience. The answer is no.
What would you say? Because obviously you see so many more events, and in the sense that you see all the different levels.
Yes.
Right? I'm exposed to what we curate. What would you say you think that people is throwing more money into it? Is it better event, or is it like, what is it in your
hiring
experience?
the right people?
Yeah.
Hiring the right people who can connect and build a flow.
Yeah.
Because if your vendors have a good rapport with each other and could build energy and build a vibe, your guests will feed off that.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
Right. And, you know, like, I know we're going to be talking about like different types of vendors, like in a couple of segments, but I think that's what makes a luxury wedding. It's like when everything just flows seamlessly from start to end.
Yeah.
And yes, you don't need the most elaborate show in the world. Now, some couples, they want that. They want that. But sometimes that comes with a lot of extra stress. I say if you put your money into, obviously, the different facets of, you know, food, decor, DJ, planner, MC, entertainment, and they all know each other and they could all build off each other's vibes, that's something special. That's what I get from my vision of being an MC. Yeah. But, you know, you deal with a lot of stuff behind the scenes most people don't see. So like, before we even get there, like when you walk into a space with new vendors, what tells you this is actually going to go well? Especially with new vendors. I was a new vendor.
So, I mean, I spend a lot of time when I have a new person that we're trying out. I spend a lot of time curating our vendor list for each event. I really do. And my couples are always sometimes left in, and I'm speaking to them because they would probably say, we don't know what's happening with our wedding. Yeah. Is because I'm working behind the scenes to make sure we have the right person.
Yes.
I definitely do spend a lot of time in curating our vendor list. And when I do get that new person that we're always looking for new people. It's not like I only want to work with the ones who've been around the longest time or the ones who know what they're doing or the most expensive, nothing like that. So if you had a chance to work on so many of our events, and there will be some people that are very new. Why do I know it's going to go well? Because we've actually coached and spoken to that person and really thought that they would be the right person for the job. And that's like that with every one of our clients.
Yeah. Would you say attitude too is like...
That's, for sure. Number one on the resume is just like, okay, how did they take our initial call when we inquired for their services? Yeah,
it's almost like, are they coachable, right?
Yeah, and, or just like, do they just know?
Yeah. You have to have an instinct for this stuff. You have to have an instinct, and you can't teach that to people. No. Right? But sometimes like when you're working with people, what are your non-negotiables? Especially working with like vendors, like there has to be...
What is my non-negotiable, Donovan?
Okay, ready? People that don't follow instruction. I'm going to say that. People that go rogue without communicating. Poor communication.
Poor communication.
Poor communication.
That's it. Exactly. And that's a challenging thing for us because if our vendors are not communicating with us, then we can't communicate with our clients. And sometimes clients are asking us for answers. And we say, well, we're still waiting.
So now, when stress is high, you're in a high stress, what does professionalism look like from your end? You know, because like stress hits highs. I've seen it. But
on
like,
camera, off camera, in front of the guest or behind the scene?
Let's go in front of the guest first.
It's always amazing.
Yeah.
Everything's wonderful.
Yes. And then from behind the scene.
A lot of beep, 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 beep. Yelling, screaming, just highs, lows, different languages coming out. But just like a lot of laughter.
Yeah. I think you have like, I've seen, but I've seen you like in high stress situations and like, you're doing your thing. But like when you go back there, and I'm going to be transparent. I expected like a show, right? But then no, like I saw you just laughing, having a good time, brushing it off, saying on to the next.
Yeah.
to me, that's professionalism.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I can still talk to you. I could still laugh with you. I could still joke with you.
Yeah, you still have to be approachable.
The
no
environment
matter what you're going through.
Thank you. Yeah. But I've also seen egos come out, not in yours, like in our space, but like in other spaces. And I've seen like, people who are not approachable, and it sets a mood.
It really does. And it can create that domino effect that our reason why we're there is not to create the domino effect. Mm-hmm. So if we are the first ones to set that mood in a negative way, we are automatically creating a domino effect. And that's just not fair to anyone.
Yeah. And it's this, like the attitude is just not you, it's the whole team. And like a team that works with intention moves like magic. The best planners don't just manage an event, they conduct it. Mm-hmm. I've seen your entire team in action, right? And it's not really like a team, it's more like a family.
Yeah.
What's the secret behind the chemistry?
Behind all of us?
Yeah. Okay, you guys interact so well together.
And, one thing I will say that I'm proud of, nobody's left us yet. From day one. So Anissa's been with me since day one.
Yes.
And she's just growing with the company. Every single one of, honestly, our team members, I love to join BG. And the secret is that it's all a lot of through referral. Mm-hmm. So we ask our team to say, hey, we want to grow. We want to add some more team members. Like, who do we recommend? Who do we bring on? And then it just becomes a beautiful referral, pool. And then we kind of choose from there. We try out. We've tried a bunch that maybe haven't worked out over the years, but the ones who stick around, they stick around for a while.
Yeah, no,
a long time.
And I've worked with them too. Like,
and I love it. Never leave.
Right? Yeah, and that's the beauty. But like, how do you lead your team through high pressure events, especially when things go like off script?
It's not just my team; it's all the vendors that are working, just like you as well, right? So, yourself, DJ, whoever's there. We all deal with some sort of stress situations, and each one of us are striving to provide exceptional service and do the best of our service, whatever it is that we're hired for. I think it goes from the aspect of like fish smells from the head, like the oldest corporate, anecdote you would ever take back. It's like, if I am giving that attitude and I'm not approachable and I am dealing with a lot of stress and I show stress, it quickly... Yes.
Triggers
wildfire.
Yes. Yeah.
100%.
It starts from the top, right?
Yeah, it does. So yes, I could be leading everyone, but at the end of some days I'm not the one leading everyone. Some days it's you. You're leading the program.
Yeah.
From opening doors to let's hit the dance floor to a dance off to 1 a.m. we're still going.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's honestly you leading everything.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're coaching your team and even you managing, what are some things that you can implement to help your team, including you, avoid burnout? Because I think that's where some of the snarkiness and stuff come from other vendors is when they're burnt out
tired
and irritated. How do you avoid that? Because you're not just working a simple 9 to 5 shift. You are working weeks and weeks and weeks, probably on minimal sleep.
Or food or water.
Yeah.
I remember working Mexico for a big photo shoot that we had done on, I swear, in 34 degree weather in the end of August or something. Like, why would we choose to go at that time of the year? I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. And, but I was literally surviving on like 2 slices of pear. Didn't even have any water. So yeah, there's so many times, but how do you really help yourself from burnout? I think I brought my big fat planner here. That's what I use. It's like a big giant planning book that I have, which is, just gives me a snapshot of my week. And now I've started plugging in hours of nothing. I literally write nothing.
So, and that's intentional,
Intentionally.
Right? But even like during
doing nothing.
Like a week of the wedding.
Yeah.
Do you always like insert like intentional time for like rest and you time?
So I'll tell you something, and you already know this. There is no such thing in the middle of the season. Okay? So you have to come to intention, the fact that you are not getting enough sleep, family time, breaks, water, food, whatsoever. So the rest of the time that you have, you may have off. And if you do, you really need to rebuild. You need to rebuild that strength and stamina to sustain June, July, August here in Toronto.
Yeah. No, I manage. However, I don't know if you know this, but every July, 2 weeks, I actually disappear. I take off.
Nice.
And I intentionally do that because I'm not just doing weddings in May, June, July, August, September. I am busy throughout the year and I need that time.
Yeah.
Like I love traveling. Traveling is like my thing. So I actually purposely do it in the heart of wedding season just because I'm not I've seen this business dictate people's lives.
Yeah, no, you can't have that. And you can't have a successful business if you're letting it dictate your life.
Yes.
I mean, there was growth stages of my business where I would say, yeah, for sure, it did dictate a lot. But I would say actually, on the other hand, it was my young kids who dictated how much and when I could spend time on my business because I was a full-time mom first and then this as a second. So I would say you have to be very intentional, 100%. Like I said, I block my nothing hours.
Yes.
And otherwise we have a big team. Specifically to my team, we have a big team. So we give weekends off to each other.
That's check.
Yeah, so we don't work every single weekend.
But now, new venues, new vendors, new countries, same pressure to deliver perfection.
Yep.
You've made the transition to Europe.
Yeah.
Portugal. I've seen you do weddings. The last one was Portugal. Correct? Am I right?
Most recent one, yes.
Yes. What inspired you to shift to international stages?
It's just business plan and goal. Knowing that I definitely wanted to conquer, let's say, the one postal code you want to call it, or our GTA, but always knew the longevity of it. So kind of like where I'm going to go with it in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. So this is just part of the plan. Yeah.
But like walk us through like what does planning look like in a different country where you don't have your go-to vendors and your go-to environment?
It's the same. You got to find them.
Yeah.
You got to find your go-to vendors. It's very much the same. Actually, it's actually a little bit easier sometimes because you just don't have the drama between vendors to deal with.
Yes.
Because there is drama between vendors in every single other industry.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
I don't like that. I really don't like that. Right?
We don't like it. We don't like it, but it's just because, again, I think we're all creative bones here. And everybody has put in it's like their baby, right? Like I would say every wedding vendor that runs a company that has passion and has been here a long time and is continuously climbing the ladder, I would say they're very creative human beings because they juggle a lot to do this. You give up a lot of your weekends, your evenings, you give up kids' times, you give up so much.
There's so much sacrifice people don't see.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing. I think like you even taking your destination there.
Yeah.
And taking your weddings to like a destination. I think people are, wait, wow, Simmi, wow, Portugal, Europe, Greece. Where else in Europe have you?
So we've done Greece.
We've
done Portugal.
Yeah.
We've done proposals in Paris.
Yes.
And then so now we're exploring Mallorca.
Yeah.
Tenerife and Tuscany.
What are people not seeing that you would like them to know? Because it must look all, woo, you're traveling. And I think that's the number one thing, but
I think to everyone, a lot of our GTA vendors have traveled or established outside of GTA, which is beautiful. I would say it does look like, it's wow, look at you. Like, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you do give up sometimes local business, which is easy because you get to go home and sleep in your own bed.
Yes.
I think that's the constant thing anybody would tell you.
Yeah. No, your own bed.
It's fun in the beginning, but then it gets a bit repetitive and you want your bed. And it's like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But again, it's such a great experience being able to build a bigger network. I mean, that was my goal.
Yeah. Now, when you're doing these destination weddings or even locally, do you have people, guests, family members that are micromanaging you?
Always.
Yeah.
There's always going to be the buaji.
Yeah, but like how
we all know the buaji.
Yeah, but how do you deal with that? Like, seriously, for me, the amount of micromanaging that someone could do to me is a lot different than what they can do with you.
Yeah, because we're just doing so many different aspects of an event. So many different aspects, right? And so there's someone, but there's something that we do to avoid that, and I've learned it in early years. And then I'd love to meet the family much earlier in the planning process. And I love to connect with parents. We have WhatsApp groups with parents. And so many times our couples would say, please just ignore my mom or ignore my dad. And I say, no, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I want to get to know them. And why is because then I'm going to understand your family dynamics. And a lot of that is a lot of output on the day of and things that we want to avoid or understand how to deal with.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, honestly, my job is people coordination / people management.
Of course.
Than it is
energy management too.
Yeah, I
right?
would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But has there ever been a time or anything that you can share that's like no names mentioned that where like they really pushed you to like a breaking point of like, yo, this person really just knew how to push my buttons and they were doing it. And they were probably doing it purposely.
No, I don't think there's purpose behind it. It's like a weird thing, eh?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's ever any purpose behind somebody trying to do it. You think there is?
I think
sometimes. Have you experienced it?
Yeah, and it's more like the request or quick changes or this, and like you didn't have to, or they keep asking me questions to tell them what is coming up. I'm like,
what's this?
Who are you?
Yeah.
Back off, like let me do my job.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
I would say I would have so many examples.
Yeah.
I would have so many examples. And like one biggest one that I was telling you just a little bit earlier that we kind of started off talking about was that it did become into an argument with someone and it got crazy. I lost my temper and I've never lost my temper.
Wow.
All these years. But in this one, I kind of did lose my temper and to the point where other vendors, my team members jumped in and be like, please, you guys need to like stop, or hey, she's asking you to not speak to her at this moment. Please give her some space. I had to walk out of the room, but show must go on. So I had to like get myself back together, help, get my team to help. Get my team to help to bridge a bit of a gap so that it wasn't just always constantly at me or in my face or whatever it was, which was, I think, a lot of build up during the wedding week for many reasons, which is, again, sometimes I feel like even my last client said that to me at the end. We were sitting down, we were having, she's like, how did everything go? She's like, it was flawless, it was amazing. And this is the mom. And I love connecting with parents, like I said. And she goes, I just feel like your job is like that where, so-and-so is not happening. Oh, it's Simmi's fault. That person didn't bring me water. Oh, Simmi's not watching them, not bring me water.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's such a thankless position you're in all sometimes.
Do you find everything, like just say DJ messes up or MC messes up? MC will never mess up. But DJ messes or something's wrong. Even though it's not your fault, do you find you just get like the stones thrown at you? Yeah.
Our team definitely always debriefs that and says like, how do we avoid this? Because so many other vendors in our categories don't get this, but wedding planners tend to get this a lot. And so it's like, how do you avoid this? And it's like, well, you really have to have proper responses ready to go, professional responses. And so I do coach my team on a lot of ways of how to sort of, deviate or deflect or just say, okay, no problem, 1 second.
Okay, I'm actually going to try something with you. I have a segment, it's called Fix This Wedding.
Oh, gee.
I'm going to give you,
I
am going to give you this scenario. Okay. But then I'm going to be a complainer. And let's just see.
Oh, I'm going to drink some water.
Yeah.
I thought it was coming here for fun. I'm not here to deal with your complaints. There's so many complainers.
That's okay. I'm going to do this for you, but complaining is one thing. And I just you have to soak it in. I don't know how you deal with it.
You do.
Because it's negative and negative sucks, right? So it does.
I don't look at it that way.
Okay. How do you look at it?
Where are you coming from? Like, what is it that's causing the root cause of where you're complaining? And if it is something like, let me understand your perspective.
So we
can fix it.
Okay. So you allow people to speak and you listen to them. That's huge. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's big. So let's see if we could do this.
Because again, background is that industry. But anyway, go.
Empathy 101.
Yeah, very way
I think people
empathetic.
need to have.
I'm just a very empathetic person, and sometimes when my team goes, boundaries, and I say, I don't know boundaries. How do I write those? Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay, go.
You arrive at a chateau in France. So since you're all destination now, right?
Okay.
The venue forgot to set up the dining tent. The timeline is blown, and the groom's luggage is stuck in customs. What's your move?
Okay, so have backup ready for the groom, number one. Okay, which is, make sure that we have something that we can put him into, which could be a local shop, have it ready. And I've actually done this locally here. New Delhi company, Gaurav, you're my friend. You already know this. I call you at 2 a.m. and I say I need help, and you're always there for me.
Okay, we're getting there. This is
or Amar Saiba, like you know how many times I've called you.
Yeah.
And so, just saying groom fashion. So I think again having like back pocket vendors is very important for a good planner, no matter where you are in the world.
Okay, groom's taken care of.
All right, and then so now in regards to the tent, maybe do we actually need a tent?
Yeah, yes, you do. There's only an outdoor spot and.
But maybe it's a beautiful day.
How about
first explore that, okay? To say, how do you spin the story?
It's raining. It's raining.
Then we are not having an outdoor wedding. So we're having a backup any, which is like a plan B, which is also ready to go. Z, C, D, E, F, all the way to Z, okay? Is ready to go.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, always. It's like, well, so if something doesn't happen.
You should have checked the weather, Simmi. You should have checked the weather. You should have known, and you should have been double checking that the tent was put up.
That's what I'm saying. Asking you the question doesn't really make sense because if the tent is not being put up because it's raining,
and you told the customer,
you're a complainer now.
I'm a complainer. I told you I'm going to start complaining,
my friend. Absolutely, we should have checked the weather, and we did check the weather. And this cloud, and this has happened.
Yeah,
this just came out of nowhere. So guess what? There's guests trickling in. Oh my gosh, this is actually happening. This is getting real. It's getting goosebumpy. This actually happened, like thunderstorm coming out of nowhere.
Jeez.
And it was clear day. Everything is all good. It's like sometimes you just like cross your fingers and like you say, okay, I'm going to follow my gut. And no problem. Then you just have your backup of a backup, which is squeegees and mop ready to go.
Yeah. No, I think that's...
Or you just let it rain.
Yeah, just let it rain. Just embrace the rain. See?
That's actually happened too at one of my biggest weddings.
Just rain fell on people?
No, we had tents.
Okay.
It just wasn't a good structural situation.
Oh, no.
No. Nothing collapsed. Nothing. It's just water came through.
Or destination?
Very expensive shoes got wet. It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
But I knew it wasn't the best either. It's okay.
Okay. So people see the end result, not the 4 a.m. calls, 15-hour days, or the time you had to smile through the stress. What's something people don't realize about your job until they are in it?
A lot of the back end stuff that definitely goes into it. For example, they don't realize that why sometimes it takes forever to get an answer on one thing. And by the time you get that answer, the whole situation has changed. The ask has changed. And this happens a lot with us, especially at the level of where it's extravagant weddings and the vision is this. But by the time you kind of dissect that whole vision and then what evolves out of it, it's just like, we don't want that anymore.
Yeah.
Let's go this direction. We get that a lot. So, yeah. Okay.
How do you manage the emotional weight of everyone else's big day every week? Like, as I was saying, sometimes you get things just thrown at you.
Listen, Donovan, I've had this like pinch in the back of my neck for 10 years.
Yes.
And I've finally gone to physiotherapy and massage and like needling and God knows how many other therapies to actually get rid of it. And you know what? Look, I can move my shoulder.
Okay, there we go. Everyone, we're doing it.
So I think I've gotten stronger to carry people's emotional big days.
You have to. Like, I think not everyone is built for this.
No.
Not everyone is built for this. And I've seen people break down in the simplest ways possible over like, what's going on? Things. The food. I'm like, relax. There's always a way out. There's always a plan B, C, D, E. Mm-hmm. You just got to calm yourself.
Yeah.
Logically think, what am I trying to do? What is my next move?
Yeah.
But many people, again, not many people are built for it.
No.
I guess like in the world I come from, I see a lot.
Yeah.
I see the great.
Yeah.
And I see not so great.
Not so great.
Soon to be, maybe one day. I don't know. But like
for sure.
Yeah. But like, what does recovery look like after a weekend of luxury, stress-free weddings for everyone else, but stress for you? But like, what's your recovery? What's your go-to?
Disappear from my phone.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do say, Simmi, oh my God, you picked up my phone?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
What a great day. It's because I'm always on the phone. There's a time in August or July or whatever, busy times that we have, no matter what's going on, one call will be coming in and I would have 3 missed calls within that call.
Yes.
So it does get very rapid. And at this point, I'm like, I could have like 10 different lines being forwarded to all of my team members to answer this. But at the end of the day, I know that that person's looking to speak to me. So I'm going to get to it. And it just really becomes an urgent thing. So I do disappear sometimes for a few hours. There was one year where I just loved to go to Niagara on the Lake and just sit under a tree and just stare at the water.
I'm a people watcher. I love
it.
But you were staring at the water.
It was a calming energy there. There was a lot of people around, sometimes long weekends or whatever it is. Otherwise, I would say it's a Bollywood movie.
What's your favorite Bollywood movie? I've seen a couple.
So the only one that I've seen over and over and over and again, and I was very young then, is Hum Aapke Hain Kaun.
Nope. No. I've seen Kuch Kuch Hota Hai.
Okay.
Where they killed the main character in the first second. I've seen DDLJ.
But so those are your go-tos?
No, just ones I've been...
Or just what you've watched?
Seen.
Okay, what you've seen.
I'm trying to relate to you, but no, I would never...
No.
Out of my blue
This movie is not for everyone, but this movie was, for some reason, I don't know. My grandma, my Biji, who's my company's dedicated after, they used to own a movie theater. And so as a kid, whenever I used to get picked up after school, I used to be, hey, go watch a movie that's playing. And that's that one movie that I used to make them watch, like play over and over again, or sit in my little like VIP booth or whatever we used to have. And we had samosas come to me, my bread pakoras come to me, my Coke come to me. It was great.
Do you have a comfort meal after?
No, I wouldn't say so. Okay. No, because I am a stress eater. So I do eat a lot, but like because we eat, there's so much different kinds of food all the time. I think, I would say, okay, maybe Maggie. Actually, in Portugal, this last wedding that we did, I went in the kitchen and I was cooking Maggie.
Donovan doesn't know what Maggie is.
Okay, Donovan.
What is it?
Maggie is like a Indian Mr. Noodle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Oh, wish I just pull it out of my bag right now.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
We carried a bunch of Maggie cups to Portugal to make it a late night snack because I don't know, for some reason I'm worried like, oh, we're not going to find it.
It's Indian ramen.
It's Indian ramen, exactly.
Okay.
It's like the masala. Oh,
yeah.
So good.
See, okay, ketchup. I've heard of Maggie cubes that people put into like rice. Is that it?
Right, but this is exactly the Maggie cubes on some sort of like a perfectly fast cooking noodle that the recipe has come up with, which is probably not very healthy for you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a chicken wing person. I love my chicken wings, and that's my comfort food after like.
I just want to go home and have Maggie now.
That's it. Okay. So here's the thing. Before we wrap up, what's something every couple, vendor, or new planner needs to hear before entering our space, this world?
Gosh.
Give some advice.
Enter this space.
Don't do it.
You have to really brace yourself at where our market is right now. But I mean, it's great. We love having new talent. I think we love seeing the change. Our generation's growing. Our couples are growing. Sometimes our couples are now in late 40s. Sometimes they're 23, 24. So we have to continue to relate to the generations, right? So anybody that's coming into this industry right now has to be ready to relate and understand how the industry has been working. I've been around a really long time, so I feel like the one thing that has kept us going is a team that's fast growing, and in my team I bring a lot of diversity. Yeah, different energies, different backgrounds.
As things are, changing, is there anything that you're seeing that's becoming like a new trend for couples, a new trend for weddings?
Listen, we're trendsetters.
I know. So what's a
new trend that I'm trying to set?
Yeah.
Okay, you think it's going to get out there and people are actually going to follow it?
There's one that you tried setting with me, and I think I've been slowly doing it, but you go first, I'll go first, and then we'll see.
I don't want to have an itinerary.
Yeah.
I don't want to have an itinerary anymore. So these itineraries were built back then because we needed structure and we didn't know what we were doing with our Indian weddings because finally we had 1 or 2 more banquet halls than Chandni Banquet Hall. Okay. And we were trying to like mix our old with new and tradition with like North American ways of doing things or different cultures, whatever. Right. So mixing different kind of weddings. And then so I feel like I had to create a lot of structure.
Yes.
And a lot of people follow the structure, which is beautiful to see. It gives everybody a streamlined thing to follow, which is great. People kind of create their own. But I feel like now I'm at a point where party's a party, We're here to have a party. Let's figure out how to really keep it that. Let's make it fun. Let's make it the true essence of what we want this experience to be.
Yes.
And for some couple, it could be being very personable, being very like, formal, that crazy detailed meal. But for some, it could just be like, let's just have a blast.
Yeah.
Whatever's true to you as a couple, I feel like needs to be that trend.
Your Winnipeg client.
Yeah.
I really got to put a lot of creative work with them in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
And there was no like real itinerary.
Yeah.
We just went and it worked.
Yeah.
They said, we want to do something epic for your cake cutting. I listened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have something. I need to go with this.
Yeah.
And then 10 minutes before, I switched it for what I was vibing.
Mm-hmm. It worked.
And I can't wait to see footage from that wedding. That was awesome.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We have a teaser that Jay and Mac had put out, but
nice.
It's definitely one of my favorite teasers ever because you could just tell they're just having so much fun. Yeah. They're just having a laugh, and every single person in there, the groom goes, "This must be AI'd because my dad never smiles, but in this whole video, he's just laughing and smiling."
Yes.
And is this even true? And I'm like, everybody was laughing and smiling.
If people want to get a hold of you, how do they do it? What's the best way, especially with your phone being off or intentional time being made? What's the website? What's the Instagram plug?
I would say, okay, well, it's Biji Events.
Yes.
Right. My company name, bijievents.com at Biji Events. But I would say definitely WhatsApp. I'm a WhatsApp girl.
Okay. WhatsApper. That's the easiest way.
Okay. There's no emails. They're daunting.
Yeah.
There's too much information in them.
Yeah. What's the number on the WhatsApp?
416
671
8111.
8111.
Yeah, 8111.
111. Simmi, thank you for always leading. Honestly, it's always a true delight to work with you and your team because like you guys are all one vibe, but like it's so beautiful to see your transition from Canada to Europe and just to understand like that it does start at the top. It does start with your attitude, your focus. You're the one building the vibe. Because if I walked in, I can easily build the vibe. But if I'm vibing with you, then that's what matters.
Yeah, for sure.
We have Simmi, Biji Events, Donovan Fernandez, Mr. I Am All Talk. Another episode in the books. All talk, no regrets. Where luxury meets honesty, and the mic always stays hot. Big love to Simmi from Biji Events. Thank you again.
Thank you, Donovan.